think an idea. Focus, think results.
So this is my approach to awesome content. The first thing you want to do when you're coming up with content is you got to have a target. And it's important to have a target on what you're focused on. Our company's motto is focus, think, results. Focus is really important because where you put your target, where you put your intention, where you put your thoughts is where the strategy is going to be driven. If you are on this webinar or you know somebody, perhaps they're one of your colleagues that doesn't have a strategy, then you're leaving everything up to chance. And so SEMrush is one of the tools that we use when we come up with a strategy. So here's, there was a company that we were working with. They do standing desks, which by the way is very interesting. I don't know if you guys are aware of standing desks, but I was doing some research for this company. And the statistic on standing desks that if you get a standing desk instead of a sitting desk, that over the period of a year, it's almost like running 52 marathons. And I was like, wow, I did not know that. And so we came up with a strategy where they're going to create videos, share different videos within the news, and we used SEMrush to actually go in here and look at a keyword to see, well, where's the volume of keywords? So as you're designing your content strategy, it's got to be keyword focused, because as you're writing and creating this content, you want to be able to get ranked so that you come up in the search engines. But part of that is understanding what is your focus, what is your target. I mean, it's great to create content, but it's better to create focused content that's going to get yourself the results that you want. So as we look here with SEMrush, we can see the different keywords, like standing desk has 49,000 searches, stand-up desk has 18,000, stand desk has 6,600. So as we construct our strategy, we look at specific keywords that we want to focus on when we pick the images, when we're writing the content, when we're creating the videos, and we want to tie it all in to our target. The other thing that you can do really helpful with SEMrush is you can actually look at your competitors. You can also look at some of the ad copies within that realm of businesses. So one of the things we do when we get a client, or as you guys are creating your content strategies, is researching what the competitors are doing that are actually ranking for the keywords and the content that you're targeting, and looking at their content and seeing, well, perhaps you can learn from your competition and you can embody perhaps some of the styles and some of the tactics that they use when you're creating your content approach. And tools are really important when it comes to a content strategy. You know, a lot of people will come up with these great creative ideas and they'll sit there and they'll spend hours, perhaps weeks, coming up with a strategy, which is important. However, you do want to tie in what your competitors are doing so that you can gain some insights and you're not just wasting your time, and it provides some great data and great information for you to make an educated, targeted approach versus a guessing type approach. So some great tools within SEMrush that you guys can incorporate. Here's something else that you can see within SEMrush, and we do this all the time, is we'll look at, this is one of their competitors, Verydesk.com. But what we did was we pulled up the advertising research to see what is this company paying for, and if a company is paying $3, $4, or $5 per click, it must be a valuable keyword. So we look at the history and the keywords and what amount of searches and how often they run those keywords. And so this is just another way to do some intelligence on your competitors as you're designing your content strategy. Another great tool out there is BuzzSumo. And BuzzSumo, you know, if you're creating content for your brand or your clients, you need to keep tabs on your competitors. You want competitive intelligence, such as what content is getting traction for my competitors? What networks are they having success with? Who is sharing their content? How does our content compare? So this is BuzzSumo, and you have the ability to actually put in websites, and you can see where their social platforms are engaging with different shares by that network. So it's important to use tools like these as you're developing your content strategy. You also want to develop your measurement plan. So in order to develop your measurement plan, this right here is a periodic table of content marketing. And the reason why I put this up, it reminds me when I was in high school, I took chemistry, which was one of the hardest topics in high school. And I remember all these formulas that we had to learn for a test, and we had to know how to mix things together. As I look at this periodic table of content marketing, it gives you really a holistic focus on what can be embodied in a content marketing strategy. So you've got to take some time to define that strategy. You've got to figure out the formats that you plan on using. And you got to think about the content types that are going to appeal to your audience. You have to do your research, you got to brainstorm ideas, and you got to create. So you've got to share your content across these key content distribution and social platforms. And you've got to also be able to track the metrics to map out these goals. And you've got to be really aware of the triggers and work on people's emotions of your target audience. And you always want to double check your work as well. So as you go through this, you can see there's so many different aspects of content marketing. A lot of people feel like, well, if I just write an article and throw it up online, isn't that content marketing? Well, you can see over here in the yellow as we look over on the left-hand side, these are just different concepts here of a content strategy: articles, slideshows, videos, visualization, press release, images, events, webinars. Even a webinar that educates your potential prospects can be a great content piece for you to share on your blog, for you to promote on YouTube. Game. Some companies create a game or create like a social contest, which we've done for many clients, where they basically empower their visitors and the people that are watching to participate. Some companies create apps, ebooks, tools, social, print, e-learning, email. You know, a lot of content strategies are tied in with email marketing, and email marketing actually has a very high engagement, especially if this is your list that you're building and you're offering new helpful ways to perhaps use your service, or perhaps new products or some other benefits. Because again, people don't get everything all in one fell swoop. I mean, this is a webinar right here, and we're covering a lot of information. I'm sure if you watch this a few different times, you'll get more ideas for your company, for your business. Down here is different emotions and elements that we can use within the content. Funny, sexy, shocking, moving, unbelievable, controversial, cool, illuminating, zeitgeist, cute. So as you create a content strategy, you want to think about different feelings that you have that you want to embody within that content. And so just by showing you this table, we can see that content marketing may sound simple, but it can also be very targeted and very methodical. Google Analytics. So as you develop to measure your content, Google Analytics is a great tool. And it's really first one of the most important and ultimate tool that every website manager and marketing expert needs is to utilize Google Analytics. It's really among one of the best ways to get vital information about the performance of your website and the content, and which audience engages the most. And what's great about Google Analytics is it gives you a comprehensive demographic data about your audience. It measures engagement. It helps you determine which topics are most liked. It identifies where the audience is coming from. And so as you're using Google Analytics to measure the effectiveness of your content, you can also look at your social media marketing efforts. You can look at other custom campaigns that you create. And so while creating content, there's a strategy involved in bringing life to it. We also have to measure and to see what's working. What's working for the person, and how can we utilize the stuff that's working and embody more of that. Even within Google, the Google Webmaster Tools, you can track keywords for which your website has been ranked. And you can also look at the backlinks. You can look at, broken pages. You can receive different messages, and it can help boost your SEO efforts. So, that's something that is definitely important when it comes to developing your measurement plan. So assembling the Avengers, what does that mean? And I have this great picture of the Avengers, again, making it fun. So as we look at assembling the Avengers, within your company or your brand or the goals that you have, you've got to find the right team of writers. You've got to find the right team of graphic designers, filmmakers, hiring the right people to work for your company. And so perhaps you have someone that's a really great writer, and you have to find out what their strengths are and make sure that that aligns with your content strategy. The other thing that you need is you need somebody that's really good at graphics and images, somebody that's going to optimize the images, that's going to find images that are engaging, that attract people's attention. Images that are branded with your company logo, images that are optimized with content, so that when someone does search Google Images, that image is pulled up and it gives a path back to your website or back to the article or back to your product. This is why we're doing content, is to generate traffic, is to engage a potential prospect, a customer, someone that does business with us. So the images are very important. You also need people that do video. So we have a team of editors and people that edit videos, that also create videos. We have people that shoot videos, because a lot of times a business hasn't created a story, they haven't created a video. And videos are really powerful if you do them the right way and you use them as tools. And you can use them not only on your website, but you can also use them on your email marketing campaign. You can use them on your social media. And it's a good way to brand your company and also to do reputation management. So as you're assembling your team, you want to have different colors and different strengths. You can't just have the Hulk and then not have the rest of the Avengers, because now you're missing a whole bunch of different aspects. And the competition that you have against your competitors, how are you going to beat them if you don't have the best team? So having a good team is really important. If you're a smaller company, there are people that you can seek out that specialize in images, that specialize in video, that specialize in website design, landing page optimization, to make sure that it's a well-rounded team and that you put your best foot forward when it comes to laying out your content and giving a great first impression.
I think an idea